I have something in the back of my mind right now. It's the word entitlement. For far too long, I didn't realize how much me feeling entitled to things was holding me back. Me feeling, me saying, me believing that because somebody else already has more, they somehow ought to give more. That it is somehow their duty to give more. Or maybe not duty is the right word here, but that they have to by default or something to that effect. And the craziest part is that some of you agree with this, but when the feeling takes over, when that state of mind takes over, some of you literally can't help yourselves. And I know, because I haven't been able to help myself. This thing, this emotion, this state of mind, it usually kind of dances together with both envy and jealousy. I guess it just depends on the individual, which one. One time I stopped by this one taco shop, and I was just standing in line waiting to get some tacos. I think it was going to be cabeza, some brain, or whatever. It was some tacos. And I still remember I saw this one Tesla pull up. It was like the top of the line one, the P100D or something like that. You know, the 3,000 mile per hour version of it. I've seen plenty of those. It wasn't so much the car, it was the people that got out of the car to then order some tacos. I could tell they were like 5 to 10 years younger than me. Something about the skin complexion, how they were carrying themselves and stuff. Just the sight of them, just me knowing they got out of that car. I could tell they were either the owners or part owners. I don't know. Maybe daddy's money. I don't know. Self-made. They had something I didn't have. And me thinking, wait a minute. Not only do they have something I don't have, but they're significantly younger. Here I am doing this other thing, which is fine. I get paid well enough that I can afford what I'm eating. So it's fine. But I want that. At least that's what I was thinking at the time. Something about that bothered me. This is often the kind of thing most people aren't willing to fess up to. I know this is something I wouldn't have fessed up to when it was happening live in the moment. And I'm willing to bet a little dollar that this might be something that you're not willing to fess up to do. One of the reasons I'm so comfortable sharing some of these things has to do with the fact that and I'm sure some of you too, but I have experienced firsthand what it looks like to be in the crosshairs, be affected by the actions the actions and inactions of somebody who's feeling such emotions but won't fess up to it and wants to play the whole game of that didn't faze me, so I'm gonna play it off like nothing's happening to me. But the shit erupts eventually. It's like a volcano. It's gonna go off eventually. I've seen how much better life can be when I can just openly admit, that actually made me, I'm kind of jealous of that. 1, 2, I'm jealous of that, and now I'm going to do something about that. Whether it be reframing or rethinking of why I'm even jealous, or maybe I'll use that as inspiration and motivation to get the thing that I want. If I even want that to begin with. Maybe I don't actually want it. Maybe I end up getting the resources to get what I want, but then it turns out I actually don't even want the thing. Well, great. At least I now got the resources, so in the process of me getting the resources, I'm now a much more refined, a much more, better person, whether it be at a technical scale, maybe intellectually, spiritually. If I did what I had to do to go get the thing that I wanted, and then it turns out I don't want it, okay, there's some growth there. There's a journey. That's something. To me, that's way, way more productive than feeling that stuff, the envy, the shame, or whatever the hell, doing nothing about it. And then that shit starts marinating. Marinating. What in the fucking hell good does that do? So to bring it back to what I was saying in the beginning about entitlement, the reason I bring up jealousy and envy and entitlement is because they usually kind of go hand in hand. So quite often, the periods of my life where I've stagnated the most have often been from a place of entitlement, like feeling like I'm entitled to certain things. And then upon digging like one more layer, there would be like envy and jealousy or something to that effect. If I had X, Y, and Z, I could totally be doing better off right now. But because I don't have X, Y, and Z, it ain't really my fault. So I'm just not going to do nothing because life's unfair. Yada, 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 yada. Okay, sure. We could roll with that. So maybe somebody has something that you want. Maybe somebody got something faster than you did. Maybe you know for a fact that somebody got something that you deserve and they completely cheated their way to it. Like, let's say you got court level stuff that says, hey, that person cheated. Nobody believes you, but you know it. Cool. That's all possible. I am not here to invalidate or say that somebody's perception is inaccurate. What I am here to say, what are you going to do? Time is still ticking. Every second marinating in entitlement is 1 second that's not utilized effectively, efficiently, however the hell you want to call this, and in such a way that you can actually better get the very thing that you actually say that you want. And as I say that, this very video is me putting into practice the very thing I just said. Like this very video and every other video that I've done on an almost consistent daily basis, me writing down every single weight to the gram, to the nook and the granny, and there you go, check this out. The little weight scale right here. The talking, the exposing of myself, whatever insights you've gotten with light bulb moments, thought-provoking ideas, all of this, I'm doing it. I'm just giving it. I'm getting nothing in return right now, at least financially speaking. Because I remember how I used to think when I felt more entitled towards certain things. Because I remember what things I used to say or not say, or how I would say them, or how I would phrase certain things. It is so much easier to spot that behavior live in others. Because for as much as I used to think I was such a unique butterfly special of a person that nobody can match and nobody can replicate in any way, shape, or form, there's this very interesting that happens when it comes to like human nature, human behavior that I've just noticed, and you can just take this with a grain of salt. And it's that just about every single emotion usually manifests in highly predictable ways. Like for example, you be the judge. You tell me. Maybe I'm over my head on this. Maybe there's some ego getting stroked here on my part. But like, comment down below if you want or not, or in your head. But tell me, how do I come across right now? Like the way that I'm talking. And more specifically, when I ask like, how do I come across, like as I'm talking right now? Do you kind of get like the vibe that like I'm like right in front of you, or like as if I'm talking next to you? Like maybe like a good friend or something. Like, do you get like the sense that I'm just talking to you as a person, like right next to you? Maybe not, okay. But if you do, like as I'm talking right now, if you kind of get the sense that I'm just talking to you right now, that's intentional. That takes practice. Right now, there is an iPhone 14 Pro Max in front of me with like a little dongle, and it has a microphone, wireless, that hooks up to this ghetto little makeshift shit that I got going on over here. There is a camera, and yet in my own head, I am somehow pretending that there is an actual person right in front of me. For the reason that in me really genuinely pretending as if there's an actual person in front of me, there's something in the body, in the way that the human body will just kind of manifest like body language cues and all this stuff. Even the way that we carry ourselves, such that in me doing that imagination, right? That hyper vivid, like there's somebody next to me, like a good friend, like, hey, how you doing, right? It just comes naturally. I can just talk and just be. This is assuming that you feel this. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're like, he's just a random person. Cool. Either way, I don't know. Because some of you are going to feel that. Some of you are not. So it just goes both ways. But I'm okay with that. The reason I'm bringing this up is because this takes a lot of practice. Not so much in like the doing or nothing. No. It's more like in the up here department. To come from a place where the kind of language that would have been used towards me. Who do you think you are? You think you're so special? Oh, look at you. Oh my God, the guy with the podcast. Oh my God, that kind of thinking was getting into my own way, into my own head. Initially, when I first started all of this. Matter of fact, go back in my video collection if you want. Go back to like one of the first videos and tell me if there's something different in the vibe there. Please let me know. Tell me if you see something a little bit different. Because I can tell a difference. I can really tell a difference. Anyways, the reason I'm bringing any of that shit up has to do with this. Entitlement. It's super easy to detect now. Entitlement in others. When suddenly I might get a message wanting answers. Answers that have taken me a lot of psychological self-work to do. Like a lot of time in. And then somebody comes in asking, like, oh, but like, we're all humans. We're all in this together. We ought to just be all helping out each other. And you know what? I do agree. If that means that any given creator or individual is wanting to, willing to, give an answer from their own free will away for free, then sure, why not? If somebody wants to give an answer for an exchange of energy, in this instance of money, hey, sure, why not? But for the person who hasn't put in such work just yet, or just in general, to come in, and you can kind of sense there's a sense of entitlement behind it. It's like, wait a minute, whoa, hold on now. Wait a minute, I've been there. I remember wording things a certain way. No. that shit helps nobody. In some ways, it goes back to the old thing that nobody's coming to save you. And besides, why would you want somebody to save you? Because let's think about this. Let's say you get thrown into a pool and you don't know how to swim. You could die, all right? You could die. But what if you don't die? What normally happens if you don't die, if you get thrown in a pool that you don't know how to swim, so you learn how to swim. See, that's where the gold is at. Wouldn't you rather know how to swim? Rather than be given a fish, wouldn't you want to know how to fish? That's all. I mean, that's where I'm coming from. Like, wouldn't you rather know how to fish? And maybe the process of learning how to fish means that there are some harder things to do that are more uncomfortable. That might not seem so fair at first, but that later down the road pay way bigger dividends. Way bigger rewards, way bigger awards. But to close things off, these are some of the thoughts that I have when it comes to entitlement and why entitlement was holding me back for so long. And it's not obvious, especially when you're coming up from the bottom. Alright, that's it. That's all I got for now. Hopefully you got something out of this, and I'm going to clock out of here. I'm almost done, actually, with the yogurt bowl. I'm going to add some more fruits, I think. Yeah. Alright, bye-bye.